Hello, I'm here with Steve Billow, the new CEO of FUJIFILM Dimatix. FUJIFILM Dimatix is a multi-hundreds of million-dollar company that provides piezo printheads that integrators use to create products that in turn sell for billions of dollars. It is an integral component of our printing industry, and frankly, I believe it's the future of our print industry. Steve, you've just come on board as the new CEO. What makes you qualified to be the CEO of this printhead manufacturer?
Yeah, good question, Marco. Well, I come with a customer's perspective. I've been in the industry for many years, 25 plus years, have built many printers in that time and was a customer of Dimatix, in fact, for many of those years.
So tell us a little bit about your background. I think I'm right in saying you worked at one point at Kodak developing thin film printhead technology?
That's right. Yep, we built our own printhead. This goes back a ways, probably early 2000s. It was a thermal inkjet printhead using MEMS, just like we do here at Dimatix. I'm a chemical engineer by training and still love engineering, which is one of the things that really drew me here to Dimatix.
And you've also built products, right? So back in the day, I think you were among the first to build a single pass inkjet technology.
I had the good fortune to work at a company called Jetron. So we were one of the first in the label market building single pass print engines, printers, full printers for the label market. And we then took that technology, that was part of EFI. We took that technology, went into a bunch of different markets, the latest one being in the corrugated space.
Right, and so that was the last product, right? It was a very large machine.
Big one that I worked on, yep.
$3.5 million, I think, is what the going sales price is of that machine. So you've got deep experience basically in manufacturing and chemistry and in bringing products to market. So I think that makes you pretty well qualified to run a printhead division. Where are you going to take this business? Because, you know, it's nice and all that you're a great person with great background, but in the end, what are you doing for your customers?
Well, first of all, we're going to focus on what has made Dimatix the business that it is. And that's really a focus on quality and performance. That's what's made Dimatix and our printheads stand out from the rest. So that's going to continue. You're going to see us continue to innovate in that space. The other thing we're going to do is try to make our technology more accessible and easier to use for a lot of people. We're going to do that through new products, and we'll also do it by enabling broader application space for our current products. So things like broader chemical compatibility, for example, so that we're compatible with more solvents, with more types of binders for 3D printing, things like that.
So the history of Dimatix goes back to, I think, 1985. You've been involved in a broad range of applications, from commercial printing to packaging printing to wide format printing and 3D printing and functional fluids and the likes. What's Dimatix doing to sort of grow that business on behalf of all of your customers? You've said you're going to make it easier, but you know the technology that Dimatix develops tends to be a premium product, right? It's very high quality, it's very durable, it's got relatively long head life. What are you doing to make it more accessible? Because you've got to be pretty skilled, right, to take a Dimatix head and integrate it into a product.
Right. Well, it comes down to a couple of things that people have asked us about. So we want to make, first of all, our printheads easier to handle. You mentioned life. We do have one of the longest printhead lives in the industry, we believe. But we can make it even longer with better coatings, better technology that goes into our heads, make them last longer. And that enables more applications too.
So if you think about the printer business in general, most of the things that we print are still printed using conventional or analog printing technology, offset, flexo, and the likes. And a big reason why that's been is because digital printing technology hasn't been fast enough and has been too expensive. So are the printheads also getting faster? Is the firing frequency going up? And more critically, how do you reduce the cost ultimately to make it more accessible, right, to capture some of those analog printed pages?
You know, I've been here in this job for a little while, not too long, but one of my favorite parts of this job so far is getting out and seeing what our customers can do with this technology. And I have been absolutely blown away. You know, if you go back to my early days when we were building those first label presses, the print quality was good, but it didn't match flexo. It didn't match some of the alternatives out there in the market. And it always held back the adoption rate. I don't label sat at 5, 10%. It seems like forever.
Yep.
And that's one example. I go see people integrating Samba into some of these markets today, and it blows me away, the print quality that people are able to get. 8¼ inches wide. Our customers are building printers that are 1/2 meter wide, 70 to 100 meters per minute, 1200 DPI. So it's just a completely different ballgame than it was even just 7, 8 years ago.
Do you think we need better quality at this point?
People, I mentioned to you earlier that I worked in the wide format space, so we would sell billboard printers, and it just blew me away. For a billboard printer, people would bring a loop to look at the print quality. So do you need better quality? You can always use better print quality. But I really do think that, especially with Samba type print quality, we've reached a point where it's removed print quality as an objection.
So if you've solved the print quality issue, what's next on the to-do list? What should your customers be looking at in terms of future product expectations from Dimatix?
Well, one of the things that I've been so impressed with coming here to Dimatix is the investment that the company has made. And part of it is in our MEMS fab that's out in Santa Clara. Part of it's in our various printhead operations, and part of it's in our team to develop new technologies. When you look at what we can do, we've got a bunch of core competencies, particularly MEMS space is a good one. What we want to do is leverage that technology. And you're going to see us in the coming years take MEMS, for example, and repackage that technology into printheads that can go after new spaces, things like textile, wide format graphics. So we're going to build upon the investments that we've made and enable the company to go after an even bigger part of the market. If you ever get a chance to visit our fab, I know you've been out there, the technology that we've got is truly impressive. And it took an incredible commitment to this industry to build that. And we're making great use of it. We produce a great product with Samba, and you're going to see us parlay that into more products in the future.
So I think the future is pretty assured from your perspective in terms of digital printing, right?
It feels pretty good. And coming from the industry and having been a customer of just about every printhead manufacturer on the planet in my career, there's only one printhead manufacturer I would have joined, and it's Dimatix. It's the quality of the product, it's the performance, and it's the people too. So I was always impressed. When I was a customer of Dimatix, I was always so impressed by the investment that Dimatix made in understanding my application. It wasn't enough just to sell me printheads. They wanted to know what I was doing with it, what the problems that I was having. And so, yeah, I think we stand unique in this industry.
Well, that's one of the luxuries of time, I think, because Dimatix has been at this for almost 40 years. Yeah. And so there's probably not a whole lot of things that you haven't seen at this point.
I take that back. What our customers do blows me away. Every time I go see a customer, I've been doing this a long time, I still learn. Every time I go talk to a new customer, there's something new that they're trying, something new that they're doing.
Wow, that's great, because it all adds cumulatively into a better product at the end of it all. So Steve, I want to thank you again for your openness and sharing a little bit about the Dimatix story, and wish you lots of success in your new role as leader of this incredible company.
Great. Thank you very much, Marco.